Good morning. This is the Eager Beaver Show.
You are listening to a True North Eager Beaver Media Podcast. The True North Eager Beaver podcasts are proudly brought to you by our founding sponsors, the Miss V Mysteries from Corvid Moon Publishing, your source for science fiction, fantasy, and cozy mysteries featuring a broad diversity of characters. CanadianTarot.com, your uniquely Canadian online eclectic tarot community and forum, and the Pepper Master, hot pepper sauces made from fresh farm ingredients to thrill your taste buds and expand your mind.
Well, good morning and hello, kids, and welcome to season 3 and episode number 245 of the Daily Beaver Morning Show here on the Crier Media Network. Yeah. It's so lovely to see you today. Oh, and my mistake. Sorry, that's episode 255. I'm your host, the Eager Beaver, pronouns he, him, hey, Mr. Beaver A. And with me, as always, is my good friend, Mr. Grizzly. Today, recording day is Monday, November 20th, 2023, and it is going to be a beautiful day here at the Beaver Lodge if I'm looking out my window here. A big thank you goes to our podcast's founding sponsors, the Pepper Master, the Miss V Mysteries from Corvid Moon Publishing, and CanadianTarot.com. We have a nibble for you this morning because, unfortunately, I have a hard out today. So we can't go longer than normal like we do on a Monday, but we've got lots of content for you, so don't worry. So before we do anything else, let's say hello to Mr. Grizzly and ask him how his mental health is doing today. And I'm guessing he might be happy because the Montreal Alouettes did win the Grey Cup.
Well, yes. Good morning, Mr. Beaver. I am very happy about that. Actually, I mean, I'm a Red Blacks fan,
Yes.
but in my second team in the East would be Montreal, and of course, everybody's second team is Saskatchewan. But because Saskatchewan wasn't playing, I was cheering for Montreal, and they won in dramatic fashion.
Mhm.
It was a great game from start to finish. Solid defense, both teams, and some clutch plays. It was an exciting. It was an exciting game. It really was. It was an exciting victory too. So way to go, Alouettes, les Alouettes. Congratulations, mes amis.
I'm actually a little sad because I really wanted to watch it this year. I typically don't watch the Grey Cup. I'm not a big CFL watcher, particularly myself, although I do like to go see a live match. But I really did want to watch it. And yesterday we were holding auditions from 2 to 5, and then we had a bonus choir practice from 7 to 9. So it was not happening.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, by the time you get home, it's almost over, right?
yeah. So it's good. I guess the people from Winnipeg may not be so happy. I mean, it's 2 years in a row now that they've gotten to the finals and lost, but they won 3 previous. So,
Yeah.
spread the love
Yeah.
around. All right, kids, we have a lot because a lot happened over the course of the weekend, like a whole lot. And a lot of it is PP related, of course. While you were all, enjoying your family or enjoying pursuits or getting some rest, Pierre Pomme on the weekend was silencing pro-Palestinian protesters because free speech, while again demanding that the prime minister goad Iran into entering the war by making the IGRC a terrorist organization, which again he did not do in 2009 when liberals asked of him. And you can't do that because literally everyone is in the IGRC, which means if we were going to do it, then we would be creating another big, bloated, costly government program, which Pierre keeps on telling us he's against because he's a conservative. But
Yeah.
anyway, and then we had his director of communications calling for the cancellation of the Bank of Canada, period, because conservatives are against cancel culture. So while they were
It's the
busy,
hypocrisy.
yes, while they were busy swallowing themselves whole, left, right, and center, all right, we were living our best lives. But we're back to the show. So let's see what he was up to. Mr. Grizzly, I believe we have a clip from Pierre Poilièvre at one of his rallies being taken off script by a heckler.
Yeah, which
And
he's not very good at this.
he's really not very good at this. But if you would, Mr. Grizzly, please let's see what.
Bring the money home to our country.
Okay, just give me 2 seconds here. What a child. What a temper tantrum. Somebody's chanting about, ceasefire, and instead of him engaging with them, he starts chanting his own slogan.
Yep.
What a child.
Yes. Chanting his own slogan.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yep. No, go ahead.
Oh.
All right, cut it.
We've got to make one pay. There's a war on work in this country. We see it every day when a single mother goes to work. She earns $6,000. She has 3 kids. She goes out and earns another $1. She loses 80 cents on that dollar. Clawbacks.
All right. Apologies for the glitching. That must have been a little hard to listen to. But here we have a situation where Pierre Poilièvre was being heckled, and instead of engaging the heckler like the prime minister usually does, or reminding the heckler about the purpose of the event like the prime minister did at the Ukraine rally when someone was heckling and said, "This day is not about you. If you want to stand here and support Ukraine, you're more than welcome to, but if you're not, this day is not for you." Then
Instead, he just shuts them down with his own slogan.
Yeah, just had his people chant his own slogan to drown them out, and then had them escorted out, and then apparently, I have not had this confirmed, but potentially even called the cops, or had the cops called.
Yeah, I don't know.
Narrative going on.
I've not been able to confirm.
I've not been able to confirm that one, so I won't say that happened, but that seems to be going around. Here's the thing. those protesters may have lost someone or several people they care about. They may have lost a whole family. There are people, again, can't verify them, but there are people saying, hey, there was a bombing and I lost 37 members of my family. These people may have lost someone. No empathy.
No.
No care.
He's a narcissist.
Axe the tax, axe the tax. Say my slogan, say my slogan. 3 punchy words, 3 punchy words. Just dismiss them.
He just doesn't care.
He doesn't care at all. At all.
There's later on in the there's another clip here. I'm not going to bother showing it because we're having network issues, it seems. Another protester yells, "Stop the war," while Pierre Poilièvre shouts over the protesters, "The people support my agenda no matter how loudly you scream."
Yeah. And then, of course, as he's, before he dismisses them, says, "Nobody came here to hear you. Or to listen to you," or something like that. Again, because free speech.
Yeah.
I just...
Yeah, he's a bastion of, he keeps telling us, he's the free speech guy, which is an American thing.
Now, the very next day, he puts out a tweet condemning Islamophobia. Barbaric practices snitchline guy puts out a tweet condemning Islamophobia. Guy who couldn't even bring himself to vote for a liberal motion, not even a law, a motion that has no teeth, denouncing Islamophobia, then puts out a tweet denouncing Islamophobia the day after that. Tell me that someone on your team tapped you on the shoulder and reminded you that about 5% of the Canadian population are Muslims and a lot of them live in the 905 without telling me.
Yeah.
This guy is so in the camp. 100% pro-Israel. And then people are saying, oh, why do you say he's pandering? Well, gee, he already surrendered 5% of the Canadian vote. So if he wants to get the 1.4% of the Canadian vote that are people of the Jewish faith, then he's got to really pander, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah.
As if, once again, that community is a monolith. And even if that community, even the segment of the community that might be supporting what Netanyahu is doing, it doesn't mean that they don't know when someone is pandering to them. Doesn't mean just because PP is saying the right words that they're going to like him or support him. Because you can still support a cause, see a guy who's rallying himself to your cause and going, yeah, you're still full of shit. You say you're on my team, but I know you're not. So, again, conservatives can't math, but he's certainly not putting the odds on his side in order to win. And remember, we still got 23 months to go. 24 months to go before exactly October. If we're keeping to the fixed election date law. So, he's got a lot of time to burn way more bridges. Well, and he's tortured them like crazy. Because with his director of communications coming out and saying, hey, let's just cancel the Bank of Canada. And again, I guess bet it all on Bitcoin. Wonder how much she's personally sunk into it.
Yeah, that seemed rather suspect, the way she went on about crypto.
Now, here again, as we mentioned before, former communications guy, former director of communications. The one thing the director of communications does not do is make themselves the story. Why is she making policy?
Every time.
Why is the director of communications of the Conservative Party of Canada advocating for policy. She should be promoting the policy positions of her party and her leader, but she should not be personally advocating for policy.
Yeah, it seems rather suspect.
So all the actual conservatives, because actual conservatives are institutionalists,
Hmm.
they're having a big problem. So there are more bridges that he's torching.
Yeah.
I'm sure the business community, the people that really want to make money, because the number one cardinal rule in conservative circles is do what you want, but don't touch my money.
Yeah.
Advocating for the cancellation of the Bank of Canada. Boom. Really? How's that going to work out for the business world?
Well, I can tell you not very well, because every powerful business leader in this country will not take kindly to the cancellation of the Bank of Canada. Do you realize how much money on a daily basis passes through the Bank of Canada?
Judging. A lot.
Billions.
We are a G7 nation.
Yes. Billions of dollars passes through the Bank of Canada every single day.
And we are
I know. I've worked there.
And we are a very, very, very safe nation with which to do business. So
yes,
a lot of people like to deal with it.
And remember, folks, we have all of the resources the world wants: water, oil, minerals, uranium, wheat, land.
Potash.
Yeah, we have all of it. All of it. And this chuckle fuck is going to piss it all away.
Man, oh man.
He'll sell us out.
Oh, yeah.
He'll sell what remains of us out. I mean, they already sold off the wheat board to the Saudis. They tied us to China for 30 years. Mulrooney started by selling off Air Canada and privatizing that. So now Air Canada's service sucks. And let's face it, it's a little expensive to fly on.
As well as our vaccine production capacity.
He killed that. And look, Mulrooney was a progressive. I mean, that's not up for debate.
Mm-hmm.
But not everything he did was good. And those are two things that were very bad.
Mm-hmm.
But he did do a lot when it came to the environment, more so than anybody.
Yep. And apartheid and
yes,
acid rain.
Exactly.
And he brought in the GST, which a lot of people hate, but financially, actually, economically, was a good tax to get rid of.
And he said in the beginning, I remember when he brought it in, he said, history will smile upon me for this, as saying,
yes,
I'm the one who saved Canada. I'm like, well, that's a little boastful, but he is right.
And he tried big things. The free trade agreement, and then he tried to fix the constitutional issue.
And that failed.
Twice. It failed.
But he did his best.
But nobody else in my lifetime before or after has tried.
Nope.
Well, I guess I shouldn't say that. That's not true, because Pierre-Elliott Trudeau did repatriate the Constitution in 1982. And I was alive then. I just wasn't politically aware at that point, because I wasn't even 10. So at the time. Whoops, sorry about that, kids.
What happened?
There was a extra noise that was coming from my computer there for a second.
Sorry, I didn't hear it. So.
Okay, good. So yeah, I am not exactly sure what this guy is doing or what he's up to, but he is at some point the lack of consistency and the lack of coherence is really, really, really going to come home, and he's going to end up with the same problem that Andrew and Aaron had, where nobody will know what his positions are day to day, and they will keep changing.
Yes. Well, I'd like to recount a conversation I had on the weekend.
Okay.
Briefly, with a friend of mine, lives in Nova Scotia, was here visiting. And it was, without getting into the nitty gritty of it, he was blaming the economy sucks and it's all Trudeau's fault. And I just sort of went, uh-huh. And then later on, we had a conversation that went a little bit more in depth, and he was talking about, well, the groceries because of Trudeau. And I'm like, hold on a sec here. Wait a sec, bud. He has nothing to do with that. That's private industry. And they are gouging people because they have record profits each quarter. The price of groceries, the price of rent, the price of housing has nothing to do with the Prime Minister. Rent is a provincial responsibility, number one. Groceries are private industry. Unless we nationalize the grocer chains, there's nothing he can do about it. And he was like, really? I go, yeah, you've been fed a line of bullshit and you believed it. And I said, I'm not upset with you, bud. You just aren't informed. And that's not a knock against you. It takes a lot to spend time and sift through because separating the wheat from the chaff today is like a ridiculous endeavor because there's so much bullshit out there. And PP gets away with lying every single day and is almost never held to task for it. Not nearly enough anyway, although I guess there was a CBC radio show the other day that the callers were talking about how detrimental he is to the country, how he's going to harm us all, how he's destroying the country bit by bit, and he's not even the Prime Minister. So there are people who are waking up to this, but I fear there's not enough.
Mm.
And I fear that because look what happened in Ontario, Doug Ford getting reelected.
Mm. Yeah. And I've been seeing tweets from actual conservatives, real ones,
Mm-hmm.
who are saying, I don't know what anybody else is hearing, but I'm talking to conservatives in my area. And even though they're tired of Justin Trudeau and want a conservative government, they're all telling me that PP is not it.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes. Yeah. That I hear that all the time from progressive conservatives. They're like, nope. They'll end up voting. A lot of them I know will vote NDP because they can't stomach casting a vote for the Liberal Party. But I'm like, well, maybe you should think about what's best for the country, your friends, family, neighbors, loved ones. As I've said time and time again, and I'll continue to say it for the next 2 years until the next federal election, make an informed decision, and that decision needs to be based upon what will be most beneficial to your family, your friends, your neighborhood, your community, your loved ones, groups that are marginalized, BIPOC, LGBTQ, I don't know all the letters, I can't remember, the Rainbow Coalition, the Rainbow Community,
Mm-hmm.
the Alphabet Mafia, as a buddy of mine says. What is going to benefit the marginalized communities? Because if you continue to marginalize them, there's going to be blowback. And as we've seen in the past, that blowback is never small.
No.
Ever small. So, make an informed decision, but vote for the person that will do the most for the community, the country, minority communities, marginalized communities, the poor and the working class, because we're the ones who suffer the most under, well, we'd really suffer under PP.
Mm.
And I'm not going to lie, during the Harper years, it was very difficult for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like very difficult for me. Not to mention the fact that their policy with CRA at the time was to go after the low-hanging fruit.
Right.
Hi. Not let's go after the rich and famous and wealthy who hide their monies in offshore accounts in Panama.
Well, they have lawyers to fight it. That would be too much work.
And I can't fight back. I'm the low-hanging fruit.
Which is why they go for
You
you.
just reach up and pick.
Hmm?
And that's what Harper went after. That was their mandate.
And that's why
that's
why conservatives always object to properly staffing Revenue Canada or in the United States, the IRS, because if they were properly staffed, well, then when the rich people would go to court, well, there would actually be people there to say, "We'll take it to court."
Yes.
We've got bodies.
It was a rough time for me during that period. I'm not lying. I'm not making it up. And when Trudeau got elected, I said, all right, let's see what he can do. Because I wasn't in favor of him. Now, my opinion towards him changed after he had that fight with Senator Brazeau. Because I was like, oh, wait a minute. He's not who I thought he was. That changed my opinion of the man, but I still wasn't in support of him. And there are policies that he has not acted upon. And as I've said before on this program, he promised to do something about housing, and he is doing it now, but it took him 8 years.
No, that's not true.
No?
Nope. That's not true. Did not take him 8 years.
Okay, how long has it taken him then?
He was elected in 2015. He established a national housing strategy in 2017. We hadn't had
Okay,
one
but
for over a decade.
that's true. But what took, like, nothing was built. Nothing was.
Yes, there was. Yes, there was.
Really? See,
Yes.
so I'm getting informed
Yes, we
now
did.
too. See?
Yes. I did a whole deep dive on it over the course of the weekend, actually, which I don't have time to do. So I'm
Okay.
going to save it for another one. But remember when we talked about all the stuff that was canceled under PP? Well, I decided this weekend to go back, and I've got like almost like an 18-point thread.
Okay. Well,
Came
then,
out.
awesome. See,
But yes,
I'm getting informed now too.
yes, it's a big lie. It's a big lie. Moving to other things, it seems, but we will go into that this week. It's just because we have a
Yes,
hard out in a
please.
couple of minutes, and we won't be able to get that done in about 30. It seems that Pierre has also gone back to Harper's press format of 5 questions with no follow-ups.
Yeah. It's controlling the narrative.
Yeah. Well, again, nothing says I'm confident in how well I'm doing. I still
Yeah.
want to give the appearance that I'm answering questions, but don't actually ask them. And if you ask a question I don't like, well, then I'll just pivot to attack Trudeau, and well, you don't get a follow-up, and well, there goes one of the 5 questions. So,
Well, and he actually rarely ever answers a question anyway. It's almost always, well, Justin Trudeau did this.
yep, pretty much. All right. There's definitely much more peepiness to go on. The other thing that happened is that PP put out something that said, Justin, do as I tell you.
Yes.
At one point, when it came to the IGRC or something,
Mhm.
it's like, Justin, do as I tell you.
Or
Put the
was it do as I
IGRC,
tell you or do what I told you?
do what I
I
told
think it
you.
was do what I
Yeah,
told
do what
you.
I told you or
Yes.
something. Yeah. And it was
And
about,
Sarah Fisher.
yeah, exactly. That's the one I was going. I'm looking for it at the moment, and I can't seem to find it.
Sarah Fisher. People don't want to be told what to do. You're the communications director. Do you guys not speak to one another?
That was exactly my point. It says the problem with politicians or something like that is that too many of them would tell people what to do literally 2 days after
Mhm.
PP put out the tweet. Justin, do what I told you. Put the IGRC on the terrorist list, even though you guys asked me to do that in 2009 and I didn't do it. But do what I told you. And
Yeah,
so
I
it's
have it right
really
here.
liberals told you to do it. You said, nah. And you found out why you couldn't do it, which is why you said, nah. And now you know why it is that you can't do it, and yet you're still asking for it. But why are you asking for it? Because you want to show that you are fully on the side of Israel, even if that means bringing Iran into the war. Why does Pierre Poilièvre
Justin,
so desperately want Iran to enter the war?
I don't know. Why is that? Justin, you need to back down. Do what I told you and ban the IRGC. Put your ego aside. Put Canadian safety first. Kick these terrorists out.
And Jewish people, I support you. I'm 100% in your camp. Vote for me. Hey, yeah. How's that Iran getting involved in the war working for you, Israel?
So he put that out November 15th, and then 2 days later, Sarah Fisher. Too many politicians today think their job is to tell people what to do. She's had a kid.
My mouth dropped. It's like, do you people even ever talk to each other? Seriously.
Yeah. I couldn't write something like this. I couldn't write it because you would take it and, like, say SNL on a skit. They go, "Oh no, come on, we're in the business of absurdity, but that's too absurd." And yet, here we are.
Indeed. And then the other thing that PP did, because the fall economic statement is coming
Mhm.
tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yes. And, Pierre, our national pomme de Pierre, turned around and said, "Well, uh, I've got 3 demands."
Mhm.
It's like, "Aw, sweetie, that's so cute. You think you get to make demands. I love it when you stop your widow foot and say, 'I demand.'" It's like conservative demands for Trudeau's mini budget. 1, cancel carbon tax hikes. You already have that response, actually. I believe it went something like, "Fat chance, Poindexter." And then
Mm.
2, bring down inflation and interest rates by balancing the budget. Balancing the budget won't accomplish that, and there's more to governing than balancing a damn budget. 3,
Sarah Fisher.
build homes, not bureaucracy. Wrong government. Tell it to your con premier pals whose job we're doing. That's the
Mhm.
thing, right? The premiers had all this time to get their act together on housing. They haven't showed for at least over a decade that they're willing to. They're not doing it now. So the prime minister was doing something. Now he's doing more with Housing Accelerator Fund. The mayors are loving it. The premiers are going, no, 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 you need to stop that shit because we're not
Mhm.
getting our cut.
That's what it
So
was.
basically, the prime minister is doing his job, doing the premier's job too, and he's not even asking for time and a half. Such a deal.
Yeah.
Just- So yes, he stomped his widow foot and he made demands. And it's like I could just imagine like Melanie Jolie and Christopher Freeland. It's like, I'm sorry, what did you say? We don't speak loser.
Well, I don't know if they'd say it quite like that, but, consideration is certainly there.
Oh, sir, you want to sit here? Yeah, yeah. There's 15 empty seats at this table, but they're all taken. People are going to be sitting here.
Yes.
Sorry.
They're reserved. Those tables are reserved.
Sorry.
You can wait in the bar. You can wait in the bar.
Yes. Freaking yup. It's like saucy. If I was Trudeau, I would bring in an apple to eat during each question period, or maybe I just let it sit on the desk to distract Poilièvre. People
Yes.
were. Remember when Jean Chrétien got the cream pie in the face?
Mhm.
Now, I don't
Mhm.
recommend doing this because it is a crime. It is an assault.
Yes.
But if anybody was ever going to do that to Pierre, it should probably be an apple pie rather than a cream pie. And not actually an
Yeah.
apple pie, but probably an apple sauce pie. Maybe a gutless, watered down apple sauce pie made by Steam Whistle.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Oh, write it down. Write it down. That's a good one.
God. The applesauce party of Canada. Tearing down
Yeah.
institutions, claiming they can fix housing by removing funds from the city.
It's not how it works.
Just,
We'll fix housing by taking your money away. I'm sorry. You're going to do what now?
if you don't do what I tell you, I'll take your money away. Freedom.
No, that's a dictatorship. It's a dictatorship.
He's got
Do
23
I need
more
to?
months to go.
Do I need to give him a dictionary along with a civics lesson? Because holy crap!
Oh, crap. This poor guy. God, I think there's not enough popcorn in the world for what's coming in.
Mhm. Oh yeah, give me a garbage bag full of popcorn because I'm going to need it to get through this.
Man. Now, we have a whole other. Oh, yes. This one I wanted to do as well. Remember a couple of days ago when the prime minister went to go get his flu shot, and then
Mhm.
some people started to slag on him. One of them happened to be journalist Michael Dieter, who then admitted that he had
No
made an
political
error.
cartoonist.
Political cartoonist,
Political
sorry.
cartoonist.
Cartoonist, sorry, that's true, sorry. My mistake. Political cartoonist who then admitted his mistake, but then followed up the very next day with a cartoon that raised an eyebrow, where he's standing there and he's got Sophie on one side with a suitcase and Jugmeat on the other side with a suitcase, saying, I don't think this is working out or something.
Mm-hmm.
That one came out on Remembrance Day.
Yeah, bad timing.
Now, here's the thing, right? It's a political cartoon. It's supposed to make you feel something, supposed to cause you to react, supposed to promote discussion, did all of those things. But it was probably in bad taste. So it's like, if you apologize one day for having misconstrued something somebody did, so Justin Trudeau's just virtue signaling. I'm so tired of this. It's like, oh, wait a minute. He got the flu shot because he promised the mother of a young child who died of the flu that every year he would get his flu shot and promote it so everybody else did. Oops. Would you like some salt for that foot? Maybe a little basil. Right? So it's like, oh, I'm sorry. But then the next day, you put that one out.
Yeah.
You may have wanted to wait a few days, especially on Remembrance Day, that you couldn't wait. And Michael Dieter has like some of the best Remembrance Day visuals out.
Yes.
But this year he chose to pass on doing one in order to do that.
Whatever reason, I don't know.
Well, the Toronto Sun decided not to learn from that and tried to slag the Prime Minister again for something. Again, socks. Mr. Grizzly, if you will put it up. So,
just a second.
Brian Lilly wrote something again. The Toronto Sun said, Lilly, Justin Trudeau's words and socks show he's not a serious leader. And to focus on his shoes, he's got socks with ducks on them. And that
I do like the first response from Kay Nugent.
Yes. There's something about Lily.
If we're at the stage of making fun of how someone dresses and looks, Brian here looks like a scene out of There's Something About Mary.
I've made that joke a few times myself, I have to say.
And for those of you listening at home, it's the scene of Cameron Diaz in the restaurant when she has used a unique hair gel.
Yes.
And has the giant cowlick, and Brian Lilly has the same cowlick.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll just leave it at that.
Brian Lilly or Butters Lilly for South Park fans.
Butters.
Well, do you want to know what the story behind the Prime Minister and some of his socks? The one with the ducks is advocating and spreading awareness of a young entrepreneur with Down's syndrome. So apparently conservatives have problems with people who have Down syndrome. John Cronin is his name. He likes socks. The crazier, the better. This is according to CTV. So when Cronin graduated in 2016, he and his father teamed up to start a business aptly named John's Crazy Socks. The quirky idea quickly grew into a successful multi-million-dollar business. So apparently, I thought conservatives liked business people.
Especially successful business people.
Cronin now has 1,200 designs that are sold across the world and worn by the likes of Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. But what makes Cronin's story particularly special is that he was born with Down syndrome and now uses his position to advocate for workers' rights on behalf of Americans with disabilities. In fact, John's Crazy Socks has made its mission to hire people with disabilities, with 15 of the 35 people on the team living with disabilities, says his father, Mark. He has taco socks, bow tie wearing llama socks, socks that look like library cards, googly eyed pineapple socks, grilled cheese socks, Donald Trump socks with the wispy blonde hair that can be styled.
That's good.
Yes. I like
so once
them,
again,
colorful, fun, and they let me be me, said John.
Once again, because they figure they can get a shot in at the Prime Minister, they pick on his socks, shooting themselves in the foot in the process by downplaying the entrepreneurial spirit of a gentleman with Down syndrome who has made it his mission in life to create awareness for those with who are differently abled than you or I, and giving them employment. And I'm sure he's paying them well because he's a millionaire now. So,
Yep. When we found out that Prime Minister Trudeau loved colorful socks, John, you sent him a whole box of socks, Mark Cronin said. I did, John added. Trudeau responded by sending John a very lovely note, Mark Cronin said, expressing his thanks. In return, the business now sells a pair of Justin Trudeau socks complete with a pattern of Canadian maple leaves. Raising awareness is a key part of John's crazy socks, but the most important part of their mission is simple, John said, and this comes from John himself. Quote, spreading happiness. And what did Brian Lilly do? He popped a squat and took a crap all over, spreading happiness.
oh, Jillian, I like what you have to say here. Pulled himself up by the socks.
Oh,
Brilliant.
25
Brilliant.
points. Boom.
Oh, yes. I mean, if that is not a backhanded slap to the face of Brian Lilly, I don't know what is. Oh, I pulled myself up by my bootstraps. Well, this millionaire gentleman with Down syndrome who creates crazy socks, who is, being supported by none other than the Prime Minister of Canada by wearing the crazy socks that he sent him to help create and raise awareness. Yeah. They just shot themselves in the foot on that one big time, didn't they?
Boom. Shot themselves in the foot. See what you did there. But serious,
Yeah.
The wives of prime ministers have frequently worn Canadian fashion designers.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Right? To promote Canadian fashion when they meet, dignitaries, when they go off on international trips, they go to a royal wedding or coronation or that type of thing, or big summit.
Mm-hmm.
The prime minister is wearing, I think it was Prince Charles a few years ago, went throughout the country and met a guy that was making boots or something like that and decided to get a pair of boots and wore them and made that guy famous.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
It is not rare. It is not rare. Prince Charles, when he was prince, right? He's king now.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
He's now king.
So, I mean, yeah, get PNC bio if you ever needed proof that it's just a party of assholes. Yep. By the way,
there it is.
Kit PNC bio, thank you for the mixes. He made a special dance mix for me and a special dance music mix for Mr. Grizzly here. And I haven't heard yours yet, but mine is bitchin'. So
where is it? Where do I find it?
Oh, he hadn't sent it to you? Oh, sorry.
Oh, he
Okay.
may have, but I don't think I got
Okay,
it.
well, I'll forward it to you then. I'll forward it to you.
Okay, please. Yeah.
It's the one he made for me is really good. So, all right. So, again, I do not know what is the deal with our conservatives. But it's like,
You and me both.
have you ever met a bunch of joyless, soulless, dour people as this particular group? Nothing makes them happy. Nothing. Oh my God. Every time they try to paint the prime minister some mindless himbo, we find out a couple of days later that the prime minister proved yet again that he's just a better person than they are. Remember, a leader's most valuable asset is their time. He takes the time to get a flu shot. He takes the time to write people and say, hey, I like what you're doing. He takes the time to wear the socks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's virtue signaling. He's virtue signaling. You can't, again, you can't keep that up for 8 years without slipping. It's not virtue signaling. He's just virtuous. And for some reason, that sticks right in the craw of conservatives.
Yeah.
And again, if we need any proof, remember when you showed that thing to us, Mr. Grizzly? I think it was from Rachel Gilmore, saying, "Oh yeah, there's like 50 articles about like why Trudeau should leave, or is he leaving, or he should leave," and like one or not one even about like Pierre Poilièvre and team following libs of TikTok on.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no story about that. Not a single story.
We actually have
Rachel was the only one.
Yeah. We actually have a premier that's being investigated by the RCMP.
Mm-hmm.
There's not one article about when he's leaving.
No.
Or when he's about to resign. What more proof do you need that most of Canadian media is conservative leaning and trying to overthrow this government?
Well, and it's funny that you say that. Somebody I went to high school with made a comment the other day about how, I posted something on Twitter about 1 in 5 Canadians want Trudeau to leave. I said, so 4 out of 5 want him to stay. Math isn't hard. I mean, I was just trying to make a point.
Yeah.
But he says, well, I don't know, the liberal media in this country. And I said, liberal media in this country? Oh, sir, you've been fooled into thinking that's a thing. It's not. Then I showed him how, told him about Chatham Asset Management, which is, the GOP, tied to the GOP hedge fund, which is Post Media, 66% owned by Americans. And then I showed him the track record for the last 43 years of media companies in this country and who they've supported.
Mm-hmm.
Something like 75 or 80% of it's been conservative for the last 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
43 years,
We
actually.
even had the Globe and Mail once say, hey, vote the Conservatives in, give them a majority, and trust us, the caucus will throw Harper out.
Yeah, well, So, to say that the liberal, the media is biased for the liberal, no, they're biased, all right, but not for the liberals, very much against them.
Yeah.
Very much against them
Not
because
even
they're
close.
puppet masters. Well, they're puppet masters. The GOP, tied to the GOP, the hedge fund, Chatham Asset Management, is they want a theocracy. And if you don't believe me, have a look at this video from James Carvell. You know who James Carvell is?
Yes. Yeah, he's the
Raging Cajun.
He's the it's the economy stupid guy.
Yes. Watch this.
Sometimes you look at a politician, you look at Kevin McCarthy, and say that guy's Bible's just.
Oh, great! Of course, now it won't play. Wonderful. I love it how technology just fails me when I need it to work. Well, you know what? I'll just put a link to that in the chat. Because, Oh, now it's working. Oh, God. We'll try it again.
Okay, try it again.
Let's see. This, because what he has to say is very poignant and pertinent and important.
Or McConnell, he'll do anything he can to stay in power. When you look at these Christian nationalists, you look at Mike Johnson, you look at people I talk about, Woody Jenkins, Tony Perkins, the influences in his life, you have to understand something. These people are committed. They believe this shit. They believe it in their bones. And what they'll do, if you meet them, they're very polite, but they want a theocracy. Johnson has already said he doesn't believe in democracy. And they do these covenant eyes where he spies on his kid. That's what they want. They want to spy on you. And they believe it. They really do. It is a mistake to look at them and think they're just phony baloney, full of shit saying politicians. No. They're committed to this, and they think they're right. And to take them to anything else is a giant mistake. And so that's the purpose of this lecture. This guy was formed into being what he is, and he is an avowed anti-democratic theocrat. You want to know what they think, and all evangelicals, let me refer you to a document that was from the 1870s, put out by the Catholic Church, the Syllabus of Errors, which might be the most profoundly stupid document in the last 200 years, and they believe what you will read in the Syllabus of Errors. They might be papist, but they think democracy is a sign of weakness. They think that theocracy is the way we should go. We should be run by these people, and they're very upfront about it. The biggest mistake that you can make is think that they're full of shit, because they don't think they are. And they'll be nice to you, they smile, we fellowship, but these are really, really fanatical people who want to get into every aspect of your freaking life. Trust me.
That's a man who knows what he's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
You got to remember, we've said it on this show, and I'll continue to say it till, the grass turns brown. I don't know what that means. It's not my head. But they want a theocracy. They want Gilead. They want the Handmaid's Tale. And there are people in this country who feel the same way. And if we are not ever vigilant, we will lose our democracy to a theocratic dictator.
Mm-hmm.
He will rule by what they call biblical law, which is not a thing.
Mm-hmm.
We have a set of constitutional secular laws in this country, and I will fight tooth and nail to keep them.
Yeah. And again, sorry, kids. Yeah. So just so you know, we can hear every fourth word. It's clipping like crazy.
Okay.
Sorry
Sorry.
For the poor audio today on the clips, kids.
I don't know what's happening.
Yeah. All right. I had one more thing, but I don't know if I have the time for it. So you know what? I'm actually going to save it for tomorrow because I do have an absolute hard out. Thank you for joining us today, kids. That's the end of this episode of the Daily Beaver Morning Show. We hope that you loved listening to us because we love making this tip for you. And remember, sharing is caring. So please spread the word to all your peeps and poops about us, because democracy is something that you do. Write those letters. Ask for those meetings. Donate to the Red Cross if you can, because the need is great. So we appreciate that. And go get your flu shot and your XBB shot to make sure that you keep our hospitals unclogged as much as we can. Thank you to our founding sponsors, the Pepper Master, the Miss V Mysteries from Corvin Moon Publishing, and CanadianTarot.com. If you would like to subscribe and make sure that you don't miss an episode, you can go to our pod page, sponsored by the Ray Girl. That's podpage.com/The True North Eager Beaver, with a hyphen between each one of those words. And when we have something fresh off the bandwidth, we'll come right to you. And if you do like to subscribe, well, we have our True North Eager Beaver Media Incorporated YouTube page as well. So make like Kit Elaine and smash the button before you leave. Like, share, subscribe, smash 1, smash 2, smash all 3. Have fun. All right. And if you would like to contribute and help us do more, then where Mr. Grizzly is pointing on that screen, that's our QR code for our coffee page, which leads you to the Beaver Lodge Emergency Hydration Fund tip jar. And if you are listening, you take those beautiful digits on those beautiful hands, or use your voice prompt to go to ko-fi.com/eagerbeaver, lowercase letters. And that's where you can make your contribution. We thank you so, so, so very much. From the Beaver Lodge, this is your Eager Beaver saying it could be a tough world out there, so please be kind to and gentle with yourself. We have a couple of programming notes, by the way. I'm not sure if I mentioned it on the show, but we wrote to the 4 candidates for the Ontario Liberal leadership, and we asked them if they would come on the show. We got a yes from candidate Ted Sue, who will be joining us on Wednesday morning. We also got a yes from Nate Erskine-Smith, who had also proposed Wednesday morning at 7. So it was like, we're trying to find another time. So hopefully we will be able to do that. And once we get that, I will send another message to Bonnie Crombie and Yasser Nakvi saying, hey, we've got 2 of you now. Yeah, sure you want to miss out on this? So, because it seems to have worked for the first time. So when we had 1. So I will try that again. But we have him. We also have the gentleman, Tim Kreutz, who posted that video. He's written to us and he has agreed to come on our show. Now, he lives out on the West Coast, so we won't be able to do a live with him.
Yeah, because it would be very early in the morning.
Yes, and just so you know, we did get the answer to our question. The reason for which the post did come down is because he had made the error and he didn't want that one to stand. But he had also started getting a lot of hate.
Yeah, that's
Now,
what happened.
that did not seem to deter him because he took that one down but made another one.
Oh, good.
That was
I haven't
about
seen it
6
yet.
minutes, talking about exactly this and why it is he did what he did. And he still feels the exact same way about protesters for whatever reason, but he did think it was one group of protesters when it was the other, and therefore the information was incorrect. So, and, he was basically getting flack. So,
I think we
and
lost Mr. Beaver. Oh, no,
the
sorry.
sentiment stays. The sentiment remains. The fact may have been wrong, but the sentiment stays. So yes, I can't wait to have him on the show. So yeah, we've been very, very, very fortunate with people who have been saying yes to interviews or conversations, because that's pretty much more what we do
It's a
than a classic
conversation,
interview.
yeah.
So we'll have that for you, kids. And as well, we have a special interview for you that will air on December 1st as well, which if you are going to the YouTube page, you probably already know who it is. But if not, we're still not going to tell you so that you can be surprised. Mr. Grizzly. Yes, Kid Saucy, I can see your heat pump is working because the calendar is fluttering. Perhaps it's blowing the Wi-Fi signal away. Hey, this time it's not my side. Hey,
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
hey, good morning, Foxy Dragon. Lovely to see you. We're doing very well. Glad you could join us. Unfortunately, we're ending the show.
All the way from Las Vegas.
Yes, yes. All right, Mr. Grizzly, do you have some words of wisdom for us?
Oh, sorry, my computer's borking on me. Yeah, don't let the technology get you down when it fails. Just do your best to muscle on through, which is kind of what I'm trying to currently do today, and not get upset at things I can only minorly control.
All right, Mr. Grizzly, let's roll the credits.
Yeah, we'll see if that'll work. Let's see if this will work. Let's give it a try. Huh?
You are listening to a True North Eager Beaver Media Podcast. The True North Eager Beaver podcasts are proudly brought to you by our founding sponsors, the Miss V Mysteries from Corvid Moon Publishing, your source for science fiction, fantasy, and cozy mysteries featuring a broad diversity of characters. CanadianTarot.com, your uniquely Canadian online eclectic tarot community and forum, and The Peppermaster, hot pepper sauces made from fresh farm ingredients to thrill your taste buds and expand your mind.
And by the way, just so the kids know, if you were looking for some What You Can Do network stuff with our old pal Jake, assisted, of course, by the wonderful Foxy Dragon, well, it was U.S. Thanksgiving, so, No, it's coming.
No,
It's
it's
coming.
next
Yeah,
week.
sorry.
Yeah, it's coming up.
Weekend.
Yeah.
Jake took the weekend off, so he will be back. But Thanksgiving is coming. So, even though you celebrate it on the wrong day.
We're always going to get that one in, right?
Yes, we wish you happy Thanksgiving, and also to our good friends at Pitney and Amelia's Bitchin' Boutique, if you have a chance to listen to that as well. I had a joke for you before we go. I heard a good one.
Oh, and
So it's three idiots, and they're trapped on an island, and they can see the other shore, but they need to get back to shore, and they don't know how to do that. So they rub a bottle, and some genie pops out and says, "I will give you a wish." 3 wishes, one wish each. And one says, "I want to be more athletic than the other 2 so I can swim to the shore." And so it happens. That one says, "I want to be more clever and handy so I can build a raft." And though they do. Last one goes, I want to be smarter than the other two. So the genie makes him smarter. And he just crosses the bridge and gets the shark.
Oh my God.
Have a great day, kids.
That's so, geez, I don't even, I'll see you later.